Now we'll be looking at question 9, workbook page 78. So for this question, James is choosing between two options to travel from Singapore to Beijing. So these two options are option A, which is a non-stop flight that takes about 3x hours, and option B, we require a transit in Hong Kong, and this takes about 5x minus 2/3 hours. So some of you might be wondering, what does a transit means? It means a plane. So let's look at the purple line. So a plane, let's start from Singapore. And this plane will fly to Hong Kong. And this person will have to stop at Hong Kong for a while before boarding the next plane from Hong Kong to Beijing. That means right at Hong Kong, the person will take a rest there while waiting for the next timing of the next flight. And they say that a non-stop flight takes about 3 hours 20 minutes less than flying via Hong Kong. And part 1 asks you to form an equation in X and solve it. So some of you might be wondering, like, how do we know, like, when do we form what kind of equations and which information do we use? So for this particular question, the information given, the numbers given to you are in time. So that means your equation that you need to form will be in terms of timing. And one thing to take note is that when you see timing, you need to make sure that all the units, not just timing only. When you see any questions, you must make sure that all the units are the same. For example, if a question asks you about money, all must be in cents or in dollars, depending on the information given to you. And so for this case, for timing, right, all of the timing must be in hours. So for this case, our first step is we need to convert all the timings to hours only. So 3 hours 20 minutes, we need to convert to strictly hours. So how do we do? So I know that is 3 hours is 3 whole. And for 20 minutes, right, how do I represent it as a part of hour? So it will be 20 over 60, which is 3 hours and 1/3. 3 hours and 1/3 hours. So it's 3 and 1/3 hours. And the question tell us that a non-stop flight takes 3 hours 20 minutes lesser than flying via Hong Kong. That means option B, which requires a transit, will be longer than a non-stop flight. So in this case, it will be option B, minus 3 hours and 1/3. 3 and 1/3 hours will be equals to the timing of option A. So when we form an equation, we need to know what are the expression. How do we form it? So in this case, the expression are given to us. The expression for the time for option A is 3x hours, and the expression for option B is 5x minus 2/3 hours. So next step is to form an equation. So I have formed an equation. So option B minus 3 and 1/3 hours will be equals to option A. And the next step will be to change all the option B and A to represent them in terms of the duration, which is timing. So option B takes about 5x minus 2/3. So I replace it with 5x minus 2/3, as you can see over here. And for option A, it will be in terms of time as well, which is 3x. So 3x. So whenever you have the equation, when you have formed one, you'll be given 1 mark, because they say form an equation in X. And you have truly formed an equation in X. And the next step will be to simplify the equation. So after you form the equation, you need to simplify the equation. So minus 2/3 minus 3 and 1/3. These are the like terms. So when you simplify them, it will be minus 4. So now I can get the equation of 5x minus 4 equals to 3x. So how do I solve it further? So in order to solve this equation, I need to bring all the x together and bring all the numbers together. So my next step will be to add 4 on both sides. Because normally when I solve equation, I like to have all my x on the left of side of the equation and all my numbers on the right side of the equation. So in order to remove minus 4, I need to add 4 on both sides. So minus 4 plus 4 is 0, and I add plus 4 on the right side of the equation, as when I add plus 4 on the left, I must add plus 4 on my right. So after that, I'll left with 5x equals to 3x plus 4. So now I need to remove the 3x on my right side of the equation. So how do I remove? I need to subtract 3x on both sides of the equation. So 3x minus 3x will be 0. And I can simplify my equation further on the left side, cos 5x minus 3x will be 2x. So I left with 2x equals to 4. So how do I solve for x? So 2x equals to 4, what does it mean? It means 2 units equals to 4. So to find out what is 1 unit, I divide by 2, so x equals to 2.